Hello, and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerdist Dave. Tonight I'm joined by all these fine nerds, which you can find links to down in the description below. We are going to be playing Ether Skies using our very own system. We're alpha testing. So as we play the game, you may notice that we do things a little bit different from time to time as we test different things out. Um, it is a dark arcanapunk setting with a splash of eldritch horror and Cold War espionage thrown in there. So with that, we're going to jump into our recap from session 2, a message written in blood, black powder, and madness. Haven floats high in the sky like a cold promise, but down here in the dead ends, the city is a forgotten nightmare. You're standing in the city's open sewer, a place where the air is thick with a smell of old grease, wet wool, and secrets no one wants to admit. The trail of the missing alley cats led you past the hungry eyes of the homeless and into the maze where the walls don't line up, guided by a kid named Rala and a sailor named Jeremiah. You climb down into the service grate, into the guts of the city. Um, is this the right one? Yes, it is. Sorry. I have too many tabs open and I'm like, am I in the right tab? The trail of the missing alley cats led you past the hungry eyes of the homeless into a maze where the walls don't line up, guided by a kid named Ra and a sailor named Jeremiah. Climb down into the service grates, into the guts of the city that Haven tries to pretend don't exist. In the dark, you found Sergeant Gus the Hammer Higgins. He wasn't just murdered, he was put on display. As you stood over him, the veil between worlds grew thin, and the lead bullet in his heart began to pull on something dark from the other side. Higgins woke up, but it wasn't him anymore. His eyes were pitch black, and he spoke about an altar before attacking. After a desperate fight against a swarm of corrupted flying rats and the living corpse of the sergeant, you managed to rip the lead anchor from his chest and blast the hive mind swarm into silence. Now the mostly contained squad is hunting for answers. You visited Professor Thorne, who warned the strange fungus conducts energy and turns it into something evil, something dark. You've talked to Sallow, a rat expert, who has been seen marching rats with a single hive mind down in the works. The clues are leading away from the alleys and towards the machinery that keeps Haven in the sky. You have the ritual stakes, the fungal rope, and the lead anchor. All you need now is someone brave or crazy enough to tell you what this all actually means. So when we left off, you guys had visited two experts, two specialists that were recommended to you by your captain, your chief, and now you have two more left: a scholar and a gearwright.
Didn't we determine the gear right was closest to where we were at now?
I believe so, and also probably to your mind at least, you know, whatever you can harness from those clues will probably be more useful when you finally go find the scholar
Right.
than the other way around. So all right, so you guys are heading over to see Hammerhand Helga. Anything you guys want to do before you do that?
If we have time, I'd like to bake some cookies.
You have
Just
as
so I
much
have
time
it for
as you
payment.
you have as much time as you want. Although in the meantime, crimes are being perpetrated in the city.
Yeah, just one batch.
Okay. While she's doing that, can I sneak off to you know who?
You can.
Okay. I want to do that to just drop off the stuff that I found last time in secret messages.
Oh, all right. We will go back to that later, but we're going to actually address
Cool.
that if we have time.
Cool.
So, after the batch of cookies is made and you guys kind of reassemble, you descend from the mid decks to the crafters district. Is a transition from cold air to heavy metallic heat that tastes like pennies and coal smoke. Deep in the industrial underbelly of Haven, you find the Iron Lung Foundry. There are no hissing steam pipes or glowing ether tubes here. Instead, the building is a masterpiece of kinetic energy. The walls are alive with frantic, bone-deep clicking. Thousands of interconnected gears and cogs spin in a massive web of mechanical logic, driving the foundry's heavy hammers through gravity and tension alone. In the center of this ticking heart stands Hammerhand Helga. She's a dwarf with skin as dark as iron and eyes that haven't blinked in decades. Her right arm is a heavy, intricate assembly of brass gears that whirl with a quiet, lethal precision every time she moves her wrist. She is currently filing a tooth on a gear the size of a wagon wheel, her mechanical hand holding a precision lens to her eye. She doesn't look away from her work as the shadows fall across her bench. The watch usually only comes down here when they've broken a latch or a skull. She rasps, her voice sounding like stones grinding together. Unless you got something worth the friction, keep walking.
So who's leading the charge here, folks? I guess that's me again.
I was gonna say, you're kind of our resident, like, diplomat, and the only person that would know a lot more about this would probably be Rook, right? Because of mechanics.
So we're here to ask because there was like was killed by a bullet, right?
Yeah, you so you came here because you needed a specialist in metallurgy and black powder weapons, and Helga fits that bill.
So I don't mean to intrude upon your domain any longer than is necessary, but we are with the watch investigating a murder. I'll produce the bullet, the round, whatever you want to determine it is, and without giving any graphic detail in regards to the dude coming back to life, describe what it is that I'm looking for and the nature of the injury.
You also have the stakes as well.
Oh, and okay, and produce the stakes to find out if they know anything about the particular metal that these are. See if there's anything special.
So she kind of like barely glances in your direction once again, looks annoyed as you are bothering her from, which she apparently considers really important, which is filing this cog on this gear. So, I mean, I didn't stutter or anything. You got something to make this worth my while?
Well, we're trying to stop murders here within the city. So, if you've got any inclination towards stopping that, then your information's going to be helpful.
Anybody I know?
Since I don't know who is doing it or for what reason, I can't say one way or the other. For all I know, you could be next.
She seems very non-bothered. And, someone who's good at awareness, give me an awareness check.
My awareness is only 1. I'll roll it up if nobody else is doing it.
I have
Mine's
good
about the
awareness.
same.
I have 2. So I got... Oh, no. So
You got XP.
I got 7 plus 2, 9.
Oh,
but
that's fine.
I got an extra 6, and it's on the red, so I red and yellow 6s. Neither one is a Aether showing though.
Okay. So you get double successful consequence, right? So it
Yes.
just means
you an Aether.
it just means that your Ether goes up
Okay.
by 1.
I had a 6 and a 1 though, and I saw the 1 and was like, oh dear, that's not great, Jan.
So As you're kind of looking around, and you're always looking for things that are shiny, and this place is kind of full of them,
Ooh, yes.
but your eyes kind of track across other things as well. Due to your training, mostly and partially your upbringing, you can see that this place is rigged, like with traps. Not the kind of traps that you set off, but the traps that someone activates, as well as like there's just black powder weapons kind of stashed all over the place.
Okay.
I mean, it's not obvious, but it just seems like anywhere where she might be working, she's within reach of something that goes bang.
In character, I like her. Out of character too, but like, yes, you can. I feel like probably Seraphine would be the main one that would notice. Like if Snaggle just like his smile just starts creeping along his snout, and he squints just a little bit.
And you know, the consequences. She notices you noticing. And she looks at you very poignantly. Reaches over and grabs, an unworked piece of metal. With her clockwork arm, and squeezes it, and then sets it down on next to where she's working. And you just see that it almost looks like a grip now, because of the indents from her powered fist. Mind yourself, kobold. Watch them eyes.
His snout just like,
and them hands.
Like he's so incredibly enraptured that like he's practically salivating. He thinks this is so cool. He thinks she is so cool. She is the shit, and he loves it.
Oh. As far as Lucian's concerned, this person's full of themselves and completely uncooperative. And as far as I'm aware, I don't have any kind of budget for bribes and that kind of stuff. I'm certainly not giving anyone any kind of favors. So I'm ready to just turn around and walk away from this person, feeling like we've completely utterly wasted our time. That's the aura that Lucian's giving off.
Yeah, so Lucian's kind of exasperated. Snaggle's beside himself.
Maybe a softer approach?
I mean, if you want to step up, feel free.
I'll ask her what would make it worth it to her for information.
Well, I ain't been home in a long time. And there's a certain thing you can only get from Beatrice. I could really go for some.
What is that?
I'd love to get my hands on some malted mossy mead.
Oh. Is that something we can get here in the city for you, or we have to get it from that area?
As far as I know, there ain't none in the city. Snaggle, you do actually know a dwarf.
Ooh, okay. So then Snaggle will just look at her and say, so if Screaming Night Commandos brings Helga this special drink, then she helps us?
If you bring Helga this special drink, not only will Helga help you, Helga will be indebted to you.
Oh, yes.
But still don't touch anything.
Right.
You're liable to lose a finger or the tip of your tail.
Tip of tail is expendable.
So the only thing is, Helga, we are kind of on a time crunch with, murders and things like that. But we will definitely put this on our, kind of our to-do list. because information is needed. Would there be any way that you could give us a little bit of information before we go look for this for you?
You elf types are usually pretty honorable with your words. So, if you give me your word, you'll honor your end of the bargain. And this is kind of tough. If you can complete the task within 30 days, I'll be more than happy to let you know what I can now.
I'll just look at Lucian to make a decision on it.
So I'll look to how do you say your name, Bobby?
Snaggle.
Snaggle?
Yes.
So I look to the kobold. You sure we can get this here?
Oh yes, quite sure.
And within your time parameters, yes, we will meet your demand.
Then we got a deal. You're kind. And she has a really gruff, thick accent. Well, her voice is very gruff, and she has a very thick accent that goes with it, like Soviet Union Russian thick. And she looks pointedly at Snaggle. People often overlook folks like you. It's a mistake.
Yes, but it's useful mistake.
She reaches over and picks up a small, delicate-looking cog with 2 fingers of her powered fist arm, and holds it up. Doesn't look like much, but all it takes is one little cog in the machine to throw everything off.
Yes.
And it is like brass and very shiny. And she flips it like a coin to you, Snaggle.
And he kind of like runs it across his fingers very dexterously, like just flicking back and forth, and then it just like vanishes in one of his sleeves.
Thanks.
So she looks to the workbench where, that's near where she's working, where you set down the ball as well as the stakes. What were you keeping the ball in?
Probably like wrapped up in a hanky or a cloth or something.
Yeah, so when you pull it out, that cloth is kind of like soaked through. And you set it down. She kind of wrinkles her nose at it. Through her thick beard, it's braided. She's got all kinds of little like cogs and gears woven through it. That's not right. And she grabs a pair of tongs and kind of just like shakes it out. And the ball kind of rolls out and leaves like a snail trail of oily, greasy looking substance as it rolls and comes to a stop. It's pitted piece of iron. Doesn't smell right. It's not good. And then she looks at the stakes.
It wasn't a dead body.
Yeah. It shouldn't look like this, even if it wasn't a dead body. I don't know what it's weeping. But I can tell you one thing. She kind of looks over the stakes. These have been made with a forbidden technique.
Forbidden how? As in metallurgically or ethereally?
Yes. She sniffs them again. This is blood alloy. Do you know how many bodies it would take to make these stakes? It's iron. It's been alloyed with the iron from blood.
I didn't
Same
think
with-
that was possible.
Oh, you'd be surprised what's possible. Give it enough time and determination. But nothing good can come from this. You don't do this just to make a fashion statement.
So is the bullet and the stakes the same?
They both are made with blood alloy, but this, I've never seen anything like this. The way it's weeping, like, it doesn't even, it's not big, there's not enough mass to contain all of that. That's coming from someplace else, somehow.
So
She begins looking at it, almost like someone has performed a magic trick that she's trying to figure out. Let me see. And then she goes over, grabs the tongs, and takes the stakes and the lead ball and puts it all on a tray, and then takes it over to another workbench where there's all kinds of alchemical supplies, acids and powders. And she begins, sprinkling this, dousing that, dipping here. And, you see these strange reactions to the various chemicals she applies, specifically to the lead shot, the ball. And then she does something similar with the stakes. It's not, the stakes aren't nearly as dramatic. Like, doesn't get the same kind of response. But these are old. These things are all old, very old. Like, from another age, old.
are we talking about like before we left the surface, or?
Yes. This is definitely second age, maybe even first age. And something is alloyed with this, not just blood alloy. I mean, she's pointedly speaking to the shot itself. I've never seen this before. This metal should not exist. You said you got this from a body?
Indeed. Within the dead ends? Does that mean anything or connect anything for you?
The only thing, no, that doesn't mean absolutely nothing to me. All I can tell you is this is from the previous ages, using metals that I've never seen before, and techniques that I don't think exist. But here it is.
That is rather unnerving. If it's a technique that shouldn't exist, is there anyone that, if you were forced to offer suspicions, that could do something or would be willing to try this? Do you know of any that might?
she brings out like a this magnifying apparatus, right? It's got a bunch of different lenses on it, and it kind of sits almost like a microscope, or even, or maybe one of the things you use to paint minis with, right? But with way more lenses
Right.
and doodads to it, and she starts flipping them, so it keeps magnifying. I don't think this was actually forged. And she starts pointing out how the metals intertwine, and see this, see here, see this. And as she does, it almost looks like a little meteor, right, in its shape, or a little asteroid, although it's mostly spherical. And under the magnification, you can see that like those little pits, they fill with that liquid, and it kind of runs out, and then it fills again. And then she's like pointing, like there should be some kind of hammer strike here or there, but it's not. It's just, it reminds me of ore that you might find in a vein that I've read about, so I've never actually seen it.
So I'll jot down whatever whatever details she's given, adding in, as I always do, my own little thoughts and quips, facial expressions that she's made, and if she makes any kind of like warding gestures at any of this kind of stuff, so that my records are as authentic as possible when I take it to the next person, to be able to get whatever else we might be able to gather.
So you said you found this in a body.
Yes.
Just the one shot?
One shot. Do I look like she's trying to like play her own little investigator here? I know my allies were not happy about how much I spilled last time.
She's trying. You can tell she's trying to figure something out. She's not hiding it.
Sure.
But also Higgins was shot 13 times. There was only one. You guys recovered one bullet. Wherever the other shots passed through him.
So I would say there was only one shot within the body, but he was shot 13 times.
So you guys recall from seeing the body, and I feel like Rook would probably have, either Rook or Snaggle would have the best kind of feel for this kind of thing, like being able to identify the precision of the shots that were fired. And the couple things from the scene that you were able to gather. One, the shots were very precise. Two, they were not shot at point blank. And she's looking at this going, it shouldn't work. It just shouldn't work. Look, it's not shaped right. It won't fly right. It should go off in random directions. And then she's, wait, look. And then she goes and like goes to like a barrel, right? And drags it on over. And it scrapes on the floor. It looks very heavy, as she's moving it. And when she actually gets it over to you, see it's just full of lead shot of various sizes, right? So the barrel probably weighs hundreds of pounds, and she just drug it over fairly easily. And then she like scoops them up and sets them on the workbench, kind of off to the side, but close enough where you can kind of look to one side and then look through the scope, through the magnifying glasses. Right. You see, go, see these? Look at them. They're smooth. They're perfectly round. There's no pits. These will fly true. That cannot.
What would it take to fire something like this accurately?
Maybe
A different
magnet?
bullet?
And like speaking in character, because like this is where my brain is going as a player, and I feel like it's reasonable for Snaggle to think this with an intellect of 1. He just says,
Maybe if target is magnet, influences where it goes. Because Seraphine knows about fancy constellation. And Lucian knows about fancy magic circle stuff. What if bullet is used for magic circle and works like magic and makes magnet to make bullets go in right place?
Boy, I was really liking you a minute ago, but now I'm thinking you're daft, talking about circles and magic.
Oh no, Lucian and Seraphine know much about magic. Big brain.
I also tested it. It's not magnetic.
No, not magnet. Magic magnet is different.
Hey, she looks to Lucian. She barks at you. Translate.
He has
You know,
wild
she's kind of
theories.
frustrated because like this is a puzzle to her, and you're getting a little bit of a glimpse into her personality and the fact that like she's kind of getting a little frustrated and annoyed because she doesn't understand this thing that is technically in her realm of expertise.
He likes to have wild theories, that's one. I believe what he is trying to say is, what if an ethereal conduit were to call the bullet, the round, to its target rather than an actual force of magnetic property?
She kind of draws back and spits to the side. Ugh, Aether face. It's like lazy.
Well, there are those that work with it and those that don't.
But even still, I've seen other fights before. And I've never seen one that looks like this.
Maybe lazy makes impossible thing easier.
Yeah, but in my experience, you end up paying much more in the end.
Not everyone care about cost.
You know what they say? Take the shortcut, go around the block twice.
Well, I thank you very much for the information. We will honor our end of the agreement. I rattle off, the drink that she requested and whatnot, and I look to Snaggle, which apparently, after some out-of-game discussion, Lucian always says the name wrong, and I'm just gonna run with it. I'll have to come up with a list and put next to here as to all the different possible names that I could call him, and never getting it right. Maybe by the end I will.
just like make a D20 spreadsheet and roll D20 every time.
That's probably what I'm going to do. So if she doesn't have any other questions for us, or does not, readily provide anything else, I'll collect the stakes. I'll collect the shot. I'll wrap it all back up in it's nice filthy blanket, and say on to the next.
So as you're grabbing the stakes and gathering them up, you know how many bodies it would take to make each one of those?
What was that?
Do you know how many bodies it would take to make each one of those?
Lucian's pretty smart.
Do we want to know?
Does it depend on their size?
Lucian's got an intellect of 2, has wisdom of the ages, which is a +1 forward to probe the veil pertaining Aether or corruption in the world. So I don't know if that would apply. But
yeah, you can roll it up and try.
all right, great. All right, so that would be a 10.
Okay, so while she's asking that, she kind of pulls out like a scratch pad, and you can see her like doing calculations. And just as she's getting ready to finish, you're like, you know the number.
Yeah, it's
13.
lovely.
13 bodies per stake.
13 bodies. So he would ramble off, 12 and a half to 13 and a half bodies, considering per stake. How many stakes were there?
4.
Four stakes. So, we're looking at, roughly 50 bodies. That's quite a lot, but it came from ages ago.
No, the bullet came from ages ago.
Oh, the bullet is ages ago. Stakes are fresh.
Yeah, these are these are a little newer.
So, like, would this be where the missing bodies are from?
That sounds like a good question for the watch. She says, and kind of gives you a smirk. Huh.
Well, one more piece to add into the notes.
What about you, tall, dark, and handsome? You haven't said much. And she starts looking at you appraisingly, Rook. As she's assessing your clockwork wrought body. It's good work.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you really who did it. I'm not really too sure.
What do you mean?
Well, I know I was designed to be a weapon, and then kind of gets hazy after I left that. Not really sure what I was really meant for, but I have this gift, so I'm going to use it to help people. That's why I joined the Commandos.
So she's like gets really close, uncomfortably so, like in your face, looking in your eyes. Like almost like she's trying to look inside of you through them.
Hello.
You don't know who did this? There's not many that could do this. I couldn't
Oh.
do this.
Oh.
Can we do an insight check and see if she's telling the truth on that?
Yeah, you can certainly make a check.
Awareness.
Yeah, go with awareness. Or actually, so probably it would be charm because it's social.
Well, now I get experience instead of success with consequence. I have a -2 charm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she seems to be pretty. She seems to be pretty straightforward. But also like she is very almost like once like she set aside the mystery that you guys presented, she's found a new one and has moved on. I might be able to help you,
Does helping me require you to be this close?
Oh, forgive my manners.
Thank you.
And she steps back. You're awakened? Sentient?
Yes.
Huh.
Does he just kind of like stares at her? So maybe later. Kind of got a mission to get back to at the current moment.
Yeah. But sweetie, you should come back. We should definitely talk.
Sure.
I would love to get inside of you and see what's going on.
As Rook's definitely getting creeper vibes, as just yeah. Turn slowly.
You sure? You sure you're a person?
Mostly. It's there's something mostly contained in here.
Huh. That's fascinating. There's plenty of Gurites that can put together little clockwork constructs and minions, but they're not sentient. Do you feel?
I mean, I'm mostly metal, so not really like the normal sense of touch.
No. Do you feel? And she touches her chest.
Oh. I mean, yeah. I like that little guy right there. He's got some crazy thoughts sometimes.
I don't know.
He's
him
always
very well,
wanting cookies.
I don't know him very well, but yeah, I can see that. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been very rude. I've not seen many like you. You're not all clockwork though. You got Aether running through you too. Nobody's perfect. But like I said, I'm serious. I will try and help you. I
will keep that in mind.
Usually there's a maker's mark someplace, even if it's hidden. It might be small, but there's always clues.
Oh, so sad. Must go. Get malty drink. Needs Rook for job.
And he like grabs Rook and kind of starts like pulling him and like,
needs much help with this, Rook. Only Rook can help with this.
Absolutely, Snaggle. Let's go.
And then as soon as we're like out of earshot,
Snaggle looks up and squints and says, Snaggle does not need any help. Snaggle is very capable, but Rook needed out.
Rook definitely needed out, and Rook much appreciates Snaggle.
Yeah, anyone that kind of like looks back as you guys are leaving, you see her kind of like wistfully look in Rook's direction as you guys go.
I'm gonna hand her a little bag of cookies as we leave. Like, you might want one of these.
Oh, what's this?
They're homemade cookies.
Oh, thank you.
And
That's
I'll
very
just
kind
walk
of you.
out. No problem.
Hey, do me a favor.
Mm.
Look
Yeah?
after your friend there. He's very unique. Even
Right.
among clockwork raw, he's unique. There's something special about
He's
that one.
single.
I can feel it.
I think he's single too.
Huh? And she kind of looks lost. Like you just spoke another language to her. Yeah.
Now he just does the job.
Probably very singular. I can't imagine there's more like that one.
Oh boy. Well, we will be back with your request repayment, and have a lovely day.
You too. And you can see, like, she's only half-heartedly paying attention to you now. You see her thinking.
So once everybody is, together and we're, away from this place, that was revealing and a little unnerving.
Second, that last part.
How many people were reported missing total?
There was there was a whole other squad.
Yeah, but what about the little village? Well, street folk.
Well, I mean, there's always more street folk than people will even claim are missing.
Yeah, but that's 50 people minimum, if they knew what they were doing before they started. That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people, but also Lucian is correct in the sense that the unhoused in the dead ends or anywhere is really in any of the cities probably aren't many people paying attention to them. The reason this case landed before you guys is because something captured the attention of the alley cats. Who knows how many people could go missing from the dead ends before anyone noticed at all or cared or bothered. Unfortunately, they are the unseen.
It is a problem.
So I'm gonna kind of break off and go get that thing for her pretty quickly.
Okay. All right. So
that it's gotten, and then I can give it to Lucian, and he can provide it whenever, and Rook will not have to go.
So, are you guys going to continue on to the scholar while Snaggle goes to do Snaggle things?
I mean, if he's okay with that, we can certainly proceed.
All right, perfect. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, so so we'll do the scholar first then. Perfect. And then we will circle back to Snaggle. So as you guys continue through the mid decks, a step up from the sewers, but the air still feels heavy with the humidity of the city barely keeping its head above the clouds. You find the Spicy Beetle Shop, tucked into a corner of the restaurant district, where the smell of burnt chili and fried chicken is strong enough to make your eyes water. It's a place for people who want to disappear to a crowd of steam and spice. In the back of the Spicy Beetle Shop, the air is thick with the smell of fried chicken and the desperate energy of a man who has lost everything but his pride. Before you sit Ethel Lalani Vanguard. Doesn't look like a master of elven astrology anymore. He looks like a man drowning in ink and bad coffee. It's Vanguard, he mutters, not even bothering to look up from the napkin he's currently ruining with a leaking quill. But you're just going to call me Lonnie, aren't you? Everyone does. It's fine. Call me Lonnie. Giving up fighting the tide. Finally raises his head, bloodshot eyes scanning your group with a mixture of suspicion and a scholar's fading curiosity. Now, why is the Screaming Night Commandos unit bothering a man who just wants to finish his beetles in peace?
So was this guy given any kind of title or honorific when we were told to come here?
You were told that he's a discredited scholar from the Fallcrest Academy.
All right, so being from Fellcrest, having taught there, would the scholar like would there be anything that I would use? Like, would it just, would it just be sir, or were there like, academ? Like, what would feel like this
Yeah,
guy has started off?
so he was a professor.
Okay, all right. Well, then I would straight up, calling him, the full, the full professor, last name. What was it?
So Ethel Lil Lonnie Vanguard.
Vanguard.
When he does see that there's elves among you, oh, well, some of you might actually get my name right.
So I will bow. Professor Vanguard, I hope that we are not disturbing you at this hour, but we were hoping to touch upon your expertise.
Yeah, so he doesn't really look like much of a scholar anymore. I mean, his robes are all frayed. He doesn't look like he really takes care of himself very well. And that's when you notice that his hands kind of shake until he reaches for a hot mug of tea. And once he grabs it, it begins to like settle the shakes a bit.
Sure.
Are you familiar? You familiar with my work? He kind of like perks up a little bit.
I have only recently come into your particular cross, but I am familiar with your name. I myself have spent many a term as a professor at Falcrest.
So it's entirely up to you, to you, Ted, whether or not you would have heard of him or not. It was a bit of a.
I think we discussed it. Like, I don't know him personally, but I know the name.
Yeah, so I think like after seeing him and then like, kind of looking at his setup here, seeing the writings on parchment and scribbles on napkins, you kind of like, oh, that Vanguard, right? Who was drummed out of Fallcrest Academy for his unethical spatial theories.
Yeah, I won't in any way, shape, or form bring up him being ousted, trying to dance the murky waters of political correctness, because this guy's got information that we would like to have, and therefore you talk him up a bit. While I've never taken any of your courses or studies directly, I have read a paper or three, and I'll espouse off one of his maybe not early things, but something that would have been like mid-career type scenario, to show that I'm not just some academic slouch, but that I've actually got some credentials of my own.
Yeah, but it's actually kind of the opposite, where it's actually like you would have encountered his earlier works, because as his works progressed.
Well, when I say earlier, I mean like non-beginner.
Okay, his professional career.
Yeah,
So beginner of his professional career, but like when he was established, because as his works progressed, they went further in directions that the Academy did not approve of, until eventually leading to him being drummed out. And you don't have to bring it up because he actually does. Unethical, they said. Unethical. I'm going to show them. I'm going to prove my theories. And then they'll have to acknowledge they were all wrong. But hopefully by then it's not too late.
Good luck getting a group of elves to all admit they were wrong. And I'll kind of like make a mock toast. Not that I have a beverage, or he does. Not that I have a beverage, but he does.
Yes. Well, you're all here now. Sit. I can't believe
I'll introduce.
Elves.
I'll introduce myself. Oh, this is Seraphina. This is Rook, and I gesture towards another seat, and I begin to introduce the kobold that's not there. It's like, nope, he's off on another mission. Anyway, and I'll pull out my book, and I'll show him what I copied from the magic circle.
How do you introduce yourself?
I am Professor Lucian Heliotrope.
He cocks his head when you mention your name. Heliotrope?
You know the family, sir?
I've studied Heliotrope's works. I mean, much of it is kind of the foundations of my theories. It's really what led me.
Dr. Lucy Heliotrope?
The same.
She is a relative of mine that has gone missing. I've been trying to I guess the term unearth doesn't apply as much here in the skies, but the vernacular is the same. Trying to locate
kind of
where
like almost under his breath, as you're kind of saying the things, when you're like somewhere's between gone missing and your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He mutters something about, well, that's unfortunate. And you're not sure whether he's speaking of the going missing or the relations part.
Well, I take a mental note of that and try to see if the rest of the conversation I might be able to splice his mind together.
And the way he says it, it's not like there was any vitriol or anything in his voice.
Sure, yeah.
It was just like he was stating like a fact,
Right. Yeah, relative of mine. I'm looking to figure out what has transpired. But we've come to you with this. Apart from having spent time as a professor, I'm currently working within the city with the Screaming Commandos, and there was a murder here within the city, and below the victim was this particular pictograph, and we are told that your expertise here in the city is second to none, and we were hoping that you might be able to help break it down as to what it could mean.
How old are you for an elf?
So I would say like old enough that probably like approaching the tail end of youthful adult.
Okay, so he's quite a bit older.
Right.
Not frail old, but old, right? And so he looks back and forth between you, Seraphine, and Rook, and his eyes kind of linger on Seraphine for a bit. What did you say your companion's name is again? Or, my dear, what is your name? What family do you hail from?
I don't really hail from a noble family per se. I've been traveling since I was young. My given last name is Skyweave.
And that's not your real last name, right?
No.
Not familiar with the Skyweaves, but you have a familiarity to you. You remind me of someone else.
Oh? I mean, maybe. I don't really know who my family is, so I'm lying, by the way.
Yeah, give me a charm roll.
Yellow and green, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always yellow grade.
6 and +2, 8. I think I squeak by.
Okay. Success with consequences.
I was worried. I had a 1 and a 5. It's like,
maybe
Truth will come out eventually.
Maybe you're not the person I was thinking of after all. But you can tell he doesn't believe you, but he is unsure like what he was thinking before. Those tattoos are quite unusual. Our stuck-up kin don't usually adorn themselves, so
yeah, definitely. A lot of nobles would look down upon me because I've chosen to adorn myself with artwork.
Ah, yes, nobles looking down upon you. Maybe it's reflecting a deeper self-loathing that they don't want to admit to even themselves. But your tattoos are all like astrology?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. The sacred geometry all
should
over your
be
body.
It should be
Interesting choice.
accurate too.
He starts like calling out different ones. So they definitely are accurate, or at least to him they seem to be.
Well,
He seems to know what they are. They're tangent to my studies. Astrology is very, very important. More important than people think. It affects so much more.
We do live guys, so we have to share.
I get sidetracked so easily. What is it you want him to ask me about?
I show him the drawing that I made that we found underneath the dwarf's corpse.
Oh. Where did you find these?
Well, there was a murder committed in the Dead Ends.
Always is.
And as we've been kind of piecing together clues, he was I guess a former member of the Screaming Commandos now. His entire unit had gone missing, and he was shot 13 times and staked down over top of the sigil.
13. It's a powerful number. It's dark. It draws from other places, for good or ill. Not always bad, but dark. What are these clues? 13 shots. You said stakes?
Stakes made from
Blood.
the blood
Iron.
of others.
How many stakes?
4.
4. 4 stakes. 13 shots. What else? What other clues?
I pull out the bullet. The shot is, according to a gear right. This is ages old, from either the first or the second age. Also made from blood, but possessed of, we believe, some kind of link to somewhere else, as it continues to seep and weep something.
That his whole body is kind of like shaking as he nods his head. Unethical, they said. Spatial theory is unethical. Who's the unethical ones now? Other places. I knew it. What can you tell me of these stakes? What did your who did you see? He's becoming
You're
kind of fervent as you guys give him more information. Almost like a junkie. So it's like trying to get a bigger fix.
The Gearite says that they would take approximately 13 people to produce enough
That's not correct.
iron in the.
It's not correct. It's exactly 13 people. It needs to be exactly 13 people. 13 people, 1 stake, 4 stakes, 13 each. A fifth, 13 holes.
What? Why exactly 13?
It's a dark number. It connects to other places. It draws energy and power. Or sends it back. What else? You have more clues, don't you? I can tell. Smell it on you.
So I'll let him, read all the notes.
Okay, so he starts going through your notes. Fungus?
What are you saying?
This ritual. This is a test. This isn't even a real ritual. This was the prototype, or one of them. Wait a minute, tell me about this body.
What do you want to know about the body?
Everything. Tell me exactly what you saw when you arrived and found the body.
Does he
He's
look
kind of like inching
disturbed?
closer as he's talking to you, as if he's become fixated.
So like he looks disturbed, doesn't he?
Oh yes, like excited and eager, but like also like jonesing at the same time.
I mean, I don't know how much more we can say that Lucian already covered other than the
Like,
13 shots were pretty precise.
I'll put the book back in my bag. Does he freak out at that or anything like?
Well, so where was the book sitting on the table?
Like I had it out in front of me. So I guess we're sitting down at the table, so it'll be on the table in front of me. I guess.
I will read that. Just first tell me. I need your words. Take me through step by step.
Well, we came upon the scene. I tell him everything as we saw it. Well, the dwarf got up, attacked us. Swarm of flying rodents swarmed all over us. I'll describe the battle to the best of my memory. The blades seemed to not be very effective against said creatures. Even the magic that I wielded or we wielded seemed to have a harder time.
He interrupts you and slaps the table and says, "Let me see the ropes." They missed something. Someone missed something.
I pull out the ropes made of fungus.
So as you pull them out and he takes his quill and starts inspecting them. 13 strands. Running from the stakes to your corpse that got up and walked after being shot 13 times.
13 bodies to make a stake, 13 strands to make a rope, 13 bullets to make a corpse.
And the bullet you found, that's its heart and a doorway. The other place, drawing power. And maybe something else. Was this corpse, you said it got up and attacked you?
Yes.
And you knew this man before he died?
We did.
I would like to add, yeah. I'll add about like kind of some of the thing, like how I struggled to pull it out. And like we could see it in there.
You pulled it out? You reached in this chest, pulled it out?
Yeah, with telekinesis.
Oh, yes. And it was hard to pull out.
Yes, even for someone who's skilled.
It's because it's not just a bullet, it's an anchor. It was anchoring something from that other place to that corpse. Did the corpse seem angry?
It was.
Yeah.
It was defeated after. Are you talking? Was it angry when it got up?
How did it seem? Was it?
It was
maddened with
aggressive.
Rage? Did it seem mindless, like I don't know, like maybe like one of those clock-wrought constructs I've seen? Not like him, and point kind of like, kind of dismissively waves at Rook. And you know what he's talking about. You've probably seen them around the city. They're not super common, but there's, like clockwork helpers, messengers that some of the Gearites use.
No,
Like
it seemed controlled.
It didn't seem. It didn't shamble like a zombie. It was aggressive and looked like it was calculating. Right, Dave?
It spoke to you guys before it attacked. Basically, it spoke to you and told you that it read Higginson's life like a book, and it did mention some things about you guys, very generic, but things that Higgins would have like known in the very brief exchange.
I'll share that. It was not some mindless zombie. It spoke and it recalled things it knew when it was alive.
This is not good. This is very bad.
We're aware it's not good. We're trying to stop this.
Yes, but it's worse than that. This is magic.
Magic.
This is magic before Aether. And your friend said that the strands, the fungus, converts Aether to something else. Like Aether, but darker. A different energy. Like I said, this was a test.
What do you know that shows it's a test?
the ritual. And he's kind of like starts pointing out the things that you brought to him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very small scale to bring through a tiny piece through a crack in a doorway, maybe even just the keyhole itself. An intelligence from beyond this world, from somewhere else. They said I was crazy and it doesn't exist, but this is proof it does. They're there and they're trying to come here. We left the surface for a reason.
So, this is the trial run. How big of a scale could this be done on?
Well, given enough ether, combined with conduits to move it and transform it, the city or more. I mean, why did you come to Haven?
Me personally, I've come following the breadcrumbs. This is where Dr. Lucy came. And from
I
here,
also came following breadcrumbs. Not looking for
from
Dr.
here, I
Lucy.
was hoping to glean some more information. It got me in contact with the Screaming Commandos, so I'm following the crumbs where they lie.
They say Haven fell from the sky and then returned. I don't think it fell from the sky. Not in the sense they mean. I think it fell through the sky.
Like it was from somewhere
you mean?
else?
It went somewhere else and then came back. Because when it came back, that's when the curtain was there. That's when no one could approach the city, come in or out until the heroes liberated it. But what if it's not all gone? I heard tales of horrors that were here. I'm sure some of you have heard them as well. But I didn't think it could be this. Someone is trying to open a bigger door. This was just someone looking through the peephole. What happens when the door is thrown wide?
I assume incredibly horrible things. I don't
always
think anyone
safe.
here wants that.
Always safe to assume incredibly horrible things. And kind of like looking, he at some point he tries to pull your book away. You let him?
Sure.
He's kind of like flipping, looking, reading. And then his head snaps in Rook's direction. He points his quill at him. You, stop touching things.
I'm not touching anything. I'm just sitting here.
No, in the notes, you picked everything up and touched it with your hands. Don't do that.
I mean, as he holds his hands up, it's not like I'm going to leave fingerprints or smear anything.
Oh, it's more about what might get smeared on you. on your soul. I don't know if you have one. Do you have a soul? Not much of philosophy scholar.
By the
but-
way, I'm Rook Calder, of no noble family. Just figure I'd introduce myself too, but
I introduced yourself as Rook.
you did. I was just saying when he asked, Seraphine's name, and he got all interested, and I just got kind of just want to point out I'm not a noble family either, but
Well, everyone has a family, noble or not. And nobility, in my experience, can be overrated. Side glance at Seraphine. But that is neither here nor there. I am sorry. I get caught up in these things. But you don't understand. This is my life's work being proven.
I will do better of not touching things.
It is for your own safety. And maybe the safety of the city. See, the problem is when you touch things, they touch you back. And with that, we are going to shift to another part of the city. The Thirsty Strut. It's a kind of dive bar that lives up to its name, loud, greasy, and powered by a steady hum of the mid-decks machinery. Along the back wall, a row of cracked ether crystals flicker with live broadcast of the Etherball game. The Haven's heroes are currently squaring off against the Vanguard from Partridge. The air is thick with the smell of spilled air and the bitter tension of the crowd. Snaggle. Roz sits in a corner booth, her back to the wall. She's a dwarf in faded Traction naval uniform. Her left arm is heavy, ether-faced prosthetic that whirls with a low, stubborn grind. She doesn't cheer when the Vanguard scores. She just watches the crystals with a 1,000-yard stare that says she's seen more games lost in the dark than one on a pitch.
So Snaggle just kind of like hop, like across the bar, and just sits across from her, pulls his hood down, and says, "Raz's team winning?"
She gives you a nod when you slide into the booth.
Yay, he's
Even
good.
Even as she does, she doesn't look away from the blue flicker of the crystals. She waits until the crowd groans at a missed save before her mechanical ether-faced hand tightens on her mug. The brass gears in her wrist click with sharp rhythmic precision. Stubborn bastard, she rasps, her voice like stone grinding together. The actress is leading by 3 to answer your question. They never know when to quit. She finally turns her head. Her eyes are hard, the eyes of someone who's walked away from a world and eventually decided to walk back in. She doesn't ask about your health or the commandos. She just taps her mechanical index finger against the table, a steady and patient ticking. Heard the hammer finally dropped, she says, her voice dropping to a low growl, and I heard the watch is calling it a routine patrol.
Yes, routine patrol is important to be routine patrol.
It always is.
Yes, Snaggle finds shinies and shinies.
And he like slides the papers across the table that he found.
You always do find the shiniest of shinies. She kind of, as she takes the papers from you, at the same time she slides something back to you. She slides a small ether shielded canister across the table. You've seen these before. Keeping it pinned under her prosthetic hand, she leans in with a faint scent of ozone and old metal clinging to her gear. Tell me what happened down there, she says, her gaze pinning you to the seat. I want the truth, not the version they're putting in the dossiers.
Was very terrible time.
And he will relay everything that they learned from the engineer, in specific Helga. And then after that story, he'll say,
And also Snaggle needs small bit of multi-drink to bring back.
And what do you need that for? It might be a bit strong for you, my friend.
Not for me, for Helga, because she gave us information in exchange for a drink promise. Snaggle does not promise, but Lucian promises, and Snaggle wants to make Lucian look good.
I will have it sent to you. It'll be in your room when you get back.
Thanks you.
You know,
also-
comrade. This is coming right from my personal stock.
Always special then.
I don't know about special, but it's gonna be a bitch to replace it.
did she give me any, like, cookies or crackers or anything yet as payment?
It's on its way. And she kind of nods to one of the servers. And they actually bring you like a full meal.
And Snaggle will start to dig in, and then he stops, like, and then he stops, and he, like, pulls back and takes, like, one piece of whatever the meat is, and then, like, puts it in front of Roz, and says,
Is sorry for hard to replace multi-drink.
and then he will also take a piece of one of the breads, and reluctantly hand that over, and says,
Snaggle also wanted one more thing.
What do you want, Snaggle?
Can Raz look into what Aether Ficer can fuse people and robots together?
Oh, you want to find out about your companion?
More so, Snaggle thinks Companion wants to find out about Companion.
I can see what I can do about that.
And Snaggle does not want Companion to resort to going to Helga. Snaggle likes Helga. Helga seems to like Companion too much. Maybe Snaggle is a little jealous.
I don't think you have anything to worry about. I know the type. It's more about the work than anything.
Yes, but that means fewer cookies for Snaggle.
I'm not sure how this works into your cookie equation, but
When we visit, she be distracted and not provide cookie because he's so interested in Rook. It's not hard.
I don't think she's going to have a lot of cookies anyway. People like that usually have to be reminded to eat and drink.
Yes, but when reminds, then gets to share.
That's a good point. She slides the food back to you. I've already eaten, and this is for you. You've done good work.
Okay.
There's more where this came from.
and then he'll also relay that at the end, just like between mouthfuls, that they went to see this disgraced scholar.
Oh. Huh. Well, you're gonna have to figure out what happened there. And let me know.
Oh, Snaggle is sure that Seraphine will tell Snaggle.
You're pretty sure she's a little disappointed that you didn't go? Yes, but my friend, my little comrade, you pick up on things others miss. That's why our benefactors picked you for this job.
Ah. Makes sense.
You go unnoticed, but you notice much. You know we could just pay you and chitin or wings.
But Snaggle likes bread.
You could buy your own bread. We have to. What must we do this every time?
Yes. Because
is.
Snaggle no like buy things. Buy things too complicated. Then Snaggle just wants steal.
You, my friend, are a strange one, but useful and honest in your own way.
Yes, Snaggle is honest. Snaggle is also sneaky.
And he like squints his eyes very tiny.
You see an expression of genuine appreciation and affection cross her face.
Yes, no overlook Snaggle.
And he holds up the gear.
And says, Snaggle is shiny like gear.
Ah, where'd you steal that from?
No steal. Gift from Helga.
Oh, she must like you.
Yes, that's why Snaggle thinks maybe she shares cookies. Once again, not complicated. Very simple, straightforward logic.
And where would Helga get the cookies?
From the cookie store?
I guess. But if I think she probably likes vodka better. You're more likely to get vodka from Helga than you are cookies.
Oh, that is yucky.
It's an acquired taste.
Yes, but it's useful for making fire.
It is useful. Well, as usual, your provisions will be sent to your room, along with the malted mossy mead. And something lands in your lap, a small pouch, and just from the weight of it, it's full of pressed chitin chits.
Yee.
The low-born currency. You need
Snaggle
more.
thanks you.
If you need more, we've got you covered. But in the meantime, she takes her hand off of the canister. The rest of what you need to know will be in here.
Okie dokie.
And then Snaggle will open it like in front of her and start looking at it.
So, she sighs and places her ether-feist hand upon your hands on top of the canister. Perhaps you should do this. Open that someplace a little more discreet.
Oh, it goes boom.
No. Snaggle. We do this every time. I know you enjoy the game.
And then he just squints and his smile goes really wide.
She clearly does not enjoy it to the same degree as Snaggle.
Yes,
I'll be in
yes.
touch. She gets up and lumbers off. So in your hands is the Ether Shield canister. This is a specialized piece of Ethernati hardware that you're familiar with. You've used them before. Built for silence and secrets in a city that never stops listening. From the outside, it looks like a piece of junk. A discarded pipe fitting about the size of a heavy ale mug. It's made of dull, lead-lined alloy, maybe reinforced with treated chitin. Chitin sad. Giving it a weight that feels far too heavy for its size. The surface is pitted and stained with grease so it won't catch the light. There isn't a single marking on it. The only way in is through a series of interlocking brass gears around the lid that requires specific sequence to turn. To anyone sensitive to Ether, the thing feels strangely cold, an empty dead zone that swallows any magic resonance from within. But you knew all of this because you've seen them before.
Yes. So Snaggle will stow it in his pouch, and then he'll like pull it out a little bit, like teasing like he's gonna open it here yet. and then he'll just put it back again.
She kind of just stands up, shrugs on a heavy cloak, throws down the hood on it, and dropping a fistful of chits on the table before she leaves. And then she, as she turns to go, she turns back. That's for the servers, Snaggle.
Okay, Snaggle no steals coins off table.
And he will, like, if there's like a little bit of food left, he will dump all of it, including the grease, gravy, whatever else is there, just in his bag on top of everything else.
Perfect.
And then, like, leaking droplets of gravy, he will leave.
Where do you want to open the canister at?
He will open the canister wherever he sleeps, like when he's gonna go to bed. But
Okay.
he will go find everybody, kind of hoping that, like, he'll intersect with them either on their way from the scholar, or he'll just go there and sneak around, depending on how quick it is.
Okay, so you kind of like find them en route to precinct 31, unless you guys have anything else you want to do with Vanguard.
Yeah, I mean, I would take my leave, making sure that, everything that we've shown him is, packed up securely, and, nothing is being left behind for this old coot.
I'd give him a little bag of cookies.
Walk out with my hands in the air, showing I am not touching anything.
That's it, my friend, young one. You are learning. It's good. When you encounter the rest of the group, Snaggle, give me an awareness check.
So that is a 4 plus 3 plus, hold on, let me find my awareness. So 9.
Okay.
No doubles.
You can't tell which one of them the smell is coming from. But there's this like clinging scent of chili and fried chicken. Wherever they are coming from, when they met the scholar, there was food there. I don't know if Snaggle likes spicy food, but it was spicy food.
He does like spicy food. He will take his bag out and stick his snout in the bag and start licking up some of the gravy as a consolation.
So when we meet up with Snaggle, I'll call out. So, Snorkel, was your mission successful?
Yes, was successful.
And he will tell. Or wait, no. She said it's going to be sent to him, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's being sent to your room.
So he will say,
Multi-drink will be there tonight.
Oh, you're having it delivered straight to Helga?
No, to me. And then Snaggle gives to Lucian, so Lucian keeps promise.
Wow.
If
Seems
Lucian
a little...
drinks, Snaggle will not tell, but Helga will know Lucian broke promise.
I'm not going to drink Helga's drink. I just don't understand, if it was going to get delivered, why wouldn't you just deliver it straight to Helga?
Because Lucian promised, so Lucian has to keep the promise.
Very well.
Remember, Lucian had talked with Snaggle about keep promise and not steal, and also not do certain things involving the chandelier.
Yes, I just didn't think it was necessary that I be the one to bring it. The drink was to be acquired for her. It just seems like an awful lot of work for it to be delivered to you, for you to give it to me, and then me take it to her.
If Lucian does not keep promise, then Snaggle can do things with Chandelier.
Do you expect
All
anything
right.
else from Snaggle? In his mind, this makes perfect sense.
I am not going to try and convince. Let us head back to the precinct.
Does anyone else want to know what Snaggle does with the chandelier?
Come on, this is a slow burn. We got
Yes.
plenty of episodes to dive back into the chandelier moment.
Oh no, it's gonna be like a plot point. There's gonna be like a chandelier, and I'm gonna be like, this is what I do.
So you guys kind of round the corner to the precinct when Snaggle, you're the most observant of everyone.
Yep.
So you're the one that probably notices first. You hear a sound of frantic, uneven footsteps echo against the stone. Before you see Raul skid around a corner, nearly colliding with Rook. The boy is a mess of raw panic. His hair is matted with filth and soot streaks down his face, covered in cold sweat. His heterochromia eyes, one brown, one blue, are wide with terror that goes deeper than simple hunger. He's struggling to find enough air to speak. His small chest is heaving as he grips Seraphine's sleeve with trembling hands. They took him. Raul gasps, his voice cracking. The sailor, Jeremiah. He tells you he was watching from the shadows when four robed figures surrounded the dwarf's makeshift tent. They were silent as grave dirt, never making a sound, even as Jeremiah fought back, kicking and cursing with a sailor's fury and a dwarf's stubbornness. But then the stranger stepped out of the fog. The one in the wide brim hat and the worn leathers, who's been handing out the food and medicine. Raul describes the man's eyes as off, vibrating weird, sickly energy that made the boy's skin crawl. He was clutching a book to his chest that was bound in iron and wrapped in chains. It was dark leather with strange marks that made the hairs on the back of Raul's neck stand up. Before disappearing deeper into the dead ends, the figure stopped. He looked directly at Raul's hiding spot, a cold, knowing smile cutting across his face, before turning to follow his silent disciples as they dragged the screaming dwarf into the dark. And Raul looks up at Serafina. He saw me? Is he going to turn me into a newt?
No, but probably worse. You probably shouldn't go back there.
And to you guys, all veterans of the watch of the Screaming Night Commandos, the message is very clear. This cult isn't just taking the unhoused anymore. They're taking your witnesses.
That's not good. I think you need to stay with us, Raul.
He's like trembling and clinging to Seraphine.
I'm gonna hand him a cookie to calm him down.
If he turns me into a newt, can you unnewt me?
I mean, I'm sure unnewting can be done.
If someone can turn you into a newt, then someone can turn you back into you. But I'm not certain it's possible to turn someone into a newt.
Oh no, Seraphine turns people into newts all the time. Snaggle told me. He's seen it.
This is true. Seraphine can turn into Newt.
Even my dead family. Then it would be dead newts that follow you around.
Mm-hmm.
And you always see them just out of the corner of your eye. Right? And he nods at Snaggle.
Oh, yes, from Seraphine. But this other person probably make thing not Newt, because Newt is okay. But this person make worse thing.
Oh, worse than a newt?
Yes. Is worse than 5 Newts.
Where am I going to go now? I don't have any other place.
You're gonna come with us.
Where are you going?
Well, right now we're heading back to the precinct, and we'll keep you safe.
Oh? Is not going immediately to find Jeremiah and rip out throat of person that take him?
Well, we have to keep her all safe for now, and gather all the information he's got when he's calm and safe, rather than in the middle of a street where he could be possibly being pursued or watched.
Oh, this is true. Can I look around and see if we're being watched by anybody right now?
You can give me an awareness check, but in the meantime, when Lucian says that, like this young child, this tween, gets even more closer and attached to Seraphine. Like he's practically climbing into your satchel.
We're gonna have to find someone safe for him because I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Well, that's why we're gonna take him to our place.
I agree with Lucian. It's the best thing to do is take it back to the watch so you can be
What
safe
if-
there.
What about the people we just talked to, though?
I think Helga's gonna be fine.
What about everybody else?
Not really sure.
Well, Sal doesn't strike you necessarily as being particularly tough. Kobolds do seem to have a way of surviving when they shouldn't, and Sal has a very unsavory profession to begin with, and to be considered an expert in that, he's probably as capable of as Helga in his own way. The other two, you're definitely not sure was the probably appropriate response.
But they were following Rawl, not necessarily us, so we can't possibly protect everyone, then we're not gonna actually get anything done.
So, Snaggle,
So not only did I roll triple 5s, but I
Okay.
rolled all actual 5s, none of the double 5. Like, that's actually like a 10 or whatever on the D12. Or an 11, rather. So, like, I got 5, 5, 5 for a total of 12.
all right. So that's a critical success. So you're gonna gain 2 talent. One because you succeeded with doubles, and one because you succeeded with a crit.
Okay.
But then you are also going to be able to immediately perform a heroic move.
Ooh. Okay.
Do you by chance have them in front of you?
I do.
Alright.
I would like to. Does anybody have corruption right now?
I'm very corrupt. I imagine all of us have some kind of corruption.
I think that I would like to remove a corruption from Lucian.
All right. Done and done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, as Lucian is just so inspired by Snaggle's wholesomeness of looking around for everyone else.
Your eyes are so good. You saw through to my soul and cleansed it.
I did. For a brief moment, Lucian remembered Snaggle's name. Just a very brief moment.
And then it was gone. So you do spot someone following and observing from an alleyway.
Okay.
It appears to be one of the hooded, robed figures that Ra had described, and also you guys had heard descriptions of them in the Dead Ends. Does appear to be spying on you.
Okay. Can I do something incredibly wild?
I would love for you to do that.
So, Snaggle sees this person, and without thinking, without doing basically anything, he screams, "Die!" And he just like charges, booking it on all fours. And I have the Cobalt feature that lets me have like natural weaponry, and I'm just gonna try to tear the guy's face off.
All right. So you launch yourself at this hooded figure. Give me a might.
Okay. Ooh, that's really good. Whoa! Hold on. That's triple sixes. With one, the Aether showing the yellow. That's wild. Oh my gosh. I want to take a picture of this because this is amazing.
So that means you're going to gain 2 talent.
Okay, so I get 2 talent again.
And then Aether.
Oh, you can't see the glare. Stupid glare. There we go.
And you can also perform another heroic move.
Okay. I would like to give the entire crew a +1 forward.
All right. And all right, so everyone mark down that you have a +1 forward.
And I want to use my knife in the dark, and I'm going to burn 3 talent.
Okay.
Actually, I can burn more than 3 talent. I'm going to burn 6 talent. I'm going to burn all my talent that I just got.
Okay.
To do extra damage to this guy.
So your natural attacks are considered light weapons, so they do 1.
Uh-huh.
You crit it, so that's a 2.
Okay. And then my special thing does +3 damage, and I get an additional a 3 talent to make an attack penetrating for every 3 talent spent. So I can only spend 3 talent on that. Is that correct?
No, for every penetrating, it's gonna go through that much armor. So if it's got 2 points of armor, you spend 6 talent. It'll go right through the armor.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do that.
Okay.
So that would be a total of 5 damage, 6 damage.
Well, penetrating doesn't add damage.
Okay.
There's other ways to spend talent that you can add damage if you want to do that instead.
Oh yeah, I want to do that instead. So I want to just do extra damage.
Yeah. So it's a 1-for-1 up to 3 for damage. Okay. So if you wanted to spend 3 and do 3 more damage, and then spend and then is it one of your abilities that actually lets you go through armor?
Yeah. Yeah, it's knife in the dark.
Okay, knife in the dark. And tell me what it says one more time. I'm sorry.
You are trained to be lethal. Once per scene before you use the engaged threat, roll precision. So I guess it's actually precision, not might.
Okay, my bad.
And -1 or 1 to 6 is -1 forward on the move. 7 to 9 is -1 forward on the move, but an additional damage, even if it fails. 10 to 11 do 2 additional damage, 12 plus 3 additional damage.
So now roll me precision, right? Because you're using this
Okay.
move now. This is going to determine how this enhanced your.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so that is 3, 6. Oh my gosh, double sixes, but not in a good way. So there's a green 6 and a red 6 and a yellow 3. So that's 9 plus precision is 2, so that's 11. But I have doubles, and the red is a Aether showing, corruption showing.
Corruption. So you gain 1 corruption
Okay.
and 2 talent again
Gosh, that's wild.
because it was a critical success,
My
right?
dice are on fire tonight.
What was your total? Was it?
So 11 total. 'Cause it
Okay,
was
so
6
it's not
plus
critical
3
success.
plus 2.
So only 1 talent. So you gain 1 talent,
Okay.
1 corruption, and then that's a success. And what does success do with your ability?
On an 11, it does 2 additional damage.
Okay. So all right. So you're at 5, 7 damage, and then you still have 3 talent if you wanted to use it to burn for that ability.
Yes, let's do that. 3 talent, so I'm penetrating the armor. So
Okay.
there we go. So I spent all that.
All right, and you basically like kind of like dog run towards him
Yeah.
and then launch yourself at his face.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that you actually, when you do that, he's completely caught off guard. I think everyone might be caught off guard, including your teammates. As you
valid.
launch yourself, basically talons first, making your fingers into like daggers or spears, as you launch yourself at his face, driving them through his eyes up into his brain, instantly killing him. And then he falls backward with a thud, and you are now sitting on his chest, crouched, with your fingers buried up to the first knuckle, closest to your hand, in his face.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to end. I would
As one
thank
should.
I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us, and of course, thank you guys for playing. And until next time, stay nerdy.